things are good news. Number one, I'm not Tony Ducker. That is the really good news. And number two, is we are live on YouTube, but the only thing that can be seen at this moment is you guys. So, my P's and Q's, that's Matt, thank you. That's very helpful.
Who we got on YouTube? There's all the others, I think.
No,
But
it's
then,
on you.
this is the only camera that's working,
Yeah.
so it's pointing out that way.
All of our
Then that
meetings,
camera, that
everything are on
camera's not
YouTube.
working.
You only got Tony on there, on the phone, then.
No,
No. We have all the aldermen here, our attorney, Rocky Eaton, our clerk, Melissa Martin. We do want to remember the mayor's thing, some help, things going on. He's with them this week. So at this time, if Blake Nobles, Alderman Nobles, will lead us in the prayer and the pledge.
Father God, we thank you for another opportunity to gather. Mercy and your strength as we go forward, especially through this meeting, as we make decisions for your people. Be with us this day. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda? Motion and second, all in favor? Do we have a motion to adopt the consent agenda with items 1 through 5? Motion. Second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Okay. Public comment, we have stranger Miss Valerie Wilson.
Stranger. Wait,
Glad you're not a stranger.
boy, this is going to be really strange. And I'm here to ask you for a favor. You know, I never do that. I'm actually representing the Cosmopolitan Club of Petal. We have been meeting at Petal Harvey Baptist Church for several years. They generously allow us to use their facilities. If you don't know, they're about to do some remodeling inside the sanctuary, which is going to have them a little bit out of kink for a while. So in order to help them out, we are asking permission from you guys to use the senior center for our meetings, which are the second Thursday of every month at 4:15. They go to approximately 6 o'clock. And we don't know how long it'll be. I mean, you probably know is.
I mean, I think the timeline is like 16 weeks, but probably means that you.
have no idea, you know, but we don't meet in December, so we're just looking at probably the next 3 months or so, unless the obvious happens and we keep going. So that's my request.
Yeah, I still have calling, but I don't know the schedule or how that works.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Josh,
Aren't y'all on the second Thursday also?
third.
Third Thursday. Okay, I told her I thought it was the second. It's the third Thursday. So there's nothing.
Does Magnolia Room work better for that central valley, or is that, I mean?
Not
is
the
there
Civic
reason-
Center, the
I
senior
know,
center.
but I'm just saying that the Magnolia Room, would that work better for than the city center? Or?
Well, my only thoughts on that is that
Chair.
Wanda would have to set it up every month for us, and they are already set up.
It's been a blessing for the historical association to be there, so it's been, like I said, as long as you abide by Joyce's rules.
We'll try. We're a rowdy group, but
Yeah.
we do pretty good.
But I don't.
do we need to vote on that or just?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, you got a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
I do got a question. Do we,
Yeah.
do we
We already
need,
voted.
well, do we need to give her a key or, I don't mind unlocking and locking it. I was gonna ask.
let her coordinate with, Joyce on getting a key that Thursday. You said what time?
4:15.
Yeah, so they get off at what, 3?
Mhm.
I'd just go by and see Joyce that Thursday and get it, the key. She'll have to measure something. And then maybe you can leave it somewhere or bring it back to her the next day or something.
And just lock it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it down to a hollow.
No, we're a pretty wild group there. You get Sylvia Pittman going now. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ms. Mount. Good to see you.
Good seeing y'all.
Okay, there are proclamations and resolutions. We have a request to adopt a resolution authorizing submission of WPCRF loan application and authorizing Mayor Ducker to execute and file the application and amendments for state revolving fund loan. Motion. Motion.
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm still eyeing, you know, I'm sorry. I voted just unofficially.
That's,
Sorry.
that's for the, wastewater, the revolving. loan
Yes.
stuff.
Oh, wait, we can toss it. I'll get it for you.
Well, then he
Good.
can
And I can- Okay, nothing under bids and quotes. Under old business, we have number 7, request to accept bids for Hinton Park Playground. Motion.
I'd like to make a motion to table this specific agenda item for further information and investigation of all the bids. I'm not prepared to vote.
Okay, we have a second. We have that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
So before we move on to the next item, sir, I know you're here, and I don't want you to have wasted your time. So would you mind coming up here and talking to us a little bit about what you want to tell us? Tell us about your bid. They like your bid, and we just want to hear about it.
Hi, my name is Trainer McAdams. I was invited to bid. I am here to act as a servant to the board. So I'm not here to do a protest or anything like that. I'm here to just answer questions. So do you have any questions about our bid submittal? I have had several meetings with voters on the board. I can answer the questions. I do have some opinion, but backed by facts with the bid. So
Kim, are these the big, the map, the piece that you showed us last time?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, we're good. Good.
And the reason I table is because there's some information that I'm actually waiting for the engineer to come back to me and to evaluate. And you've actually provided a whole lot to them. It just, we basically just got some of that yesterday, and today we got a couple of other stuff. So
In a good way.
and yeah, good, yeah. So that's that. I think before I come back and make my recommendation or ask before we vote formally on it, I think we should do some due diligence to make sure that we are respecting taxpayers' money.
sure.
Just a little more dotting of i's and
Yeah.
crossing of t's.
I anticipate that we'll revisit this issue in about 2 weeks, whenever our next meeting is.
Yeah, should everything should be closed down and we should be able to present it. That's
Do you anticipate rebidding the project or tabling it to gather more information?
Right now, we're just tabling it to gather more information and tell the engineer. No decision as to rebid.
Sure. Okay. Well, I serve the board, so there are probably 5 people in this room that know how to contact me directly. So I'll be able to answer those questions.
You did a good job.
Thank you, Trey.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Sorry for the delay. Sometimes it's like that.
This happens to be my 32nd year, and I've been in many committee meetings, so I know how it works. And I appreciate it.
Have a great evening. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, under general business, request number 8, request to address the board regarding tournament fees. Mr. Abear,
That's Herbert.
if somebody can see him.
It is Abear.
Yeah.
First, thanks for having me. 3 years ago, y'all voted to put the turf in on the fields. And I'm sure you've been around and you've seen what my saying was always, if you build it, they will come, from, the movies and Field of Dreams and all that. Well, that's exactly what we've done. What y'all have done, what the city, what the taxpayers have done with the 3% money. It's unreal to see what we were able to accomplish here in Petal, Mississippi, with 4 baseball fields with turf on them. We were able to bid and host 2 state tournaments this past summer. We did a boys 8-year-old coach pitch tournament and girls softball, which was 7, 8, 9. 3 years ago, the city and PSA split the tournament bid for that one state tournament. We went in half, y'all went in half, and that's kind of what I'm here for tonight, to see if you would do the same thing for this past season that we just hosted 2 tournaments. The total from the city would be $8,500. PSA is going to match the $8,500. And that's kind of what I'm here for, just to see if y'all would do the same thing like we've done in the past. We voted on that back in January. We won the bid for the state meeting, and that was the terms we just had this past June. So if y'all we would appreciate that little help, just to keep providing and going forward from what we've already built. And looking in the future, we have, I think it's 33 tournaments scheduled. Is that right? From the fall into the spring of next year already. Starting this weekend is the first one. And I don't see none of the 3% money from the restaurants and all, but talking to some of the business owners, we try to give most of them a heads up before the tournaments come in, just to make sure they're staffed properly. And I mean, they're seeing a great turnout from all the ball tournaments.
I've been over there. It's great.
It is. It is. Yep.
I'll just say, thank you for your service. I mean, leading that, that organization's not a, you're not getting rich, because I don't think you're getting paid.
Correct.
That's, you're paid in God dollars and,
Correct.
and all the kids. And I'm sure with all the pain you have to take from Facebook and all that stuff. And ultimately, the delight on kids' face using those fields. And again, businesses are reaping the rewards of that investment.
That's right.
Investment to the kids. I appreciate that. That's,
yeah.
You guys are carrying a lion's share that no one really knows about until it's not there. So, and I appreciate that. So,
yep. Thank you.
I literally walked around and asked people what they thought. So this is great. So just what, a few weeks, no, it was right at the end of last season, that I was asking how they liked it. They said, well, it rained 15 minutes ago, we're already playing.
Correct.
and just for education of the Facebook team, when they look at this, is, why do you have to bid for tournaments? I mean, because that's kind of the way it works now, right?
Right. Well, that's our Diamond Youth League, and you bid for those, and that's what funds that league. We're partners with that league, and that they do so much too. They give scholarships and different things, but we bid on those tournaments because we have the facilities that we have, and we use those bids to draw the state tournaments in to the city, and then in rewards, those state tournament teams break off into travel ball teams, and then once we get them here, they're coming back over and over. So we use that state tournament as hey, we want to hook you, and now you're going to come back and visit Petal.
So it's really marketing.
That's
of
correct.
Our city.
Correct.
And basic tourism to bring people in. And so, and if we don't win bid, the money just comes back and it gets reused someplace else.
That's right. That's right.
So, but I'm confused. How much are you asking from us? And has this already passed, this event?
Yes, the tournaments have passed already.
This is for next upcoming season.
This is the ones that we just done in
So
June.
you're asking us for money for a tournament that's already passed?
The ones we bid on in January. Yes.
I don't think that I understood that. When I got our package, and I've been looking for the backup documentation on that.
And that's $8,500 would be the city's half.
Correct.
Which it sounds like maybe we should have had the conversation a little earlier, maybe. That's where
Before the tournament itself.
Just to flip the narrative, I mean, one, I think we should look forward to this. We're in a budget season right now for the coming year. So this is the great info that we need for the next budget cycle. And if you're looking back to the rear, kind of backwards, you guys are still reconciling the totals that you're submitting to us as profit or after expenses paid, but for everything. Will this not be one of those expenses that you can?
Well, it could be, and that would just be 8,500 shorter that we give to the city.
So, I mean, if this is that's a justification, then that's, to me, would be the appropriate.
And back in January, we were under the impression that we were gonna go in half with the city again. So that's why we bid to win the tournament.
Now that, this, you know, us knowing that for next year, that we can go ahead and either figure the same thing.
Yeah, that's how I'm prefer to do it that way. Instead of new funds coming out of this board and the board voting on that.
Mhm.
Then it's coming out on the PSA or.
Expenses. Yeah, expenses.
Yes, I think that's how much.
That's fine with me.
Are you okay with that?
I mean, we got no choice.
Well, I think it's zero sum at
Right.
at this point, right? There's-
Right. But I mean, it'll just affect going forward.
Just by 8,500.
Well, just going forward, we may not bid what we bidding to host the tournaments if we have to front it all at one time, is what I'm saying.
Well, I think maybe in the future,
We can do that. Let's have that conversation.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the one thing is, this year, we're doing it retroactively, which I don't think that we understood last time. So in the future, like, we can do it properly and get in front of it. This time, doing it retroactively brings in some complications that if just taking that 8,500 out will wash that away, it makes it a lot easier for us.
Okay.
So going forward, we should be good, but
Should we be having the discussion this next January?
Well, that's what we're doing now. I think it's part of our budget discussion and it just whatever tournaments you want to target for
Mhm.
starting from October 1st till next, September 30th. Then that's, work with Josh, because I think, and then say, this is the number, and I know part is you don't want to tell us, you don't want to broadcast a number because
Right.
if you say, we're going to bid $4,000
Right.
for this tournament, and then
They'll
some
see it on
Columbia's
YouTube.
like,
They'll see it on
I'll
YouTube
bid
and then they'll
4,001.
go.
Take that though.
Right.
But if you give us,
Right.
you say it's four tournaments you're focus on, and this is the sum, and then that's what we can work with. That's part of our budget process.
And we've done that a little bit in the past, previous to your team.
Okay.
We have had some of those conversations without an extreme amount of itemized detail and bids and things like that.
Mhm.
So,
And the last thing I think we'll add is that I know you guys are cash in, cash out type thing, but
Right.
that's part of their issue. Like, we can't have a big $9,000 bid when we only have $4,000 in our active reserve. So you guys are in and out paying for everything. So that's why we're doing this. We allocate a budget as part of the whole year,
Right.
and then you can tap into that, but not. That's why you don't want to be constrained. Like, oh, I can't bid because I don't have money available. And that's what we don't want to have.
Right.
That's we plan for it this fiscal year moving forward. Take care of it based on your expenditures coming in. At the end of this, by September 30th, it should be zero balance, and that should cost you all from what you've already spent.
Well, we'll see now. Instead of 85, we'll pay 17. So that's a lick, but we'll make it work.
We need to know that.
thanks, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, number 9. Request to pay estimate number 7 in the amount of $82,733.64 to Home Services for Matthews Branch sidewalk improvements per Shaw's Dearborn Waits recognition. Motion, got a motion, got a second? Motion second, all in favor?
Where's that looks on payment plan? It says number 7 of 82,000. 10.
It's 82,000 Davis, I think.
It should say in the paperwork what the retained amount is still. I don't have the paperwork.
Well, we probably won't pay. Can't be much.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Probably only going to be like $78,000. That's what this estimate is. The final draw. Unless we did amendments. Bottom line, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Do that.
Yeah, sir. Number 10, request to approve memorandum of agreement with NDOT for federal aid project number STP 7189-00
I don't know what the actual,
Yes, all that stuff. Um, Mayor Doug to execute.
What was the project?
Is it the roundabout?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion.
Got a motion, within a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, number 11, request to accept change order number 1 with True Mac LLC and pay estimate number 6 in the amount of $51,138.50 to True Mac LLC for South George Street Bridge replacement per Shaw's Derwin-Wicks recommendation. Motion. Got a motion second, all in favor? Number 12, request to dispose of 2.5 gallon water extinguisher in the fire department. Asset number 1374. Motion. Motion. Second.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Number 13, request to dispose of the following in the police department. 2 Dell desktops with those asset numbers. And then a Microtech monitor with that asset number. Thank you. Got a motion? Second. And a second, all in favor? Number 14, request to approve conditional use allowing auto sales for property located at 723 South Main Street per the Planning Commission recommendation. Know we have some folks here for that. Well, you guys want to come up?
Wait a minute.
How y'all doing today? I let anybody in here.
Transmission on these cars?
Yes, yes. So basically, we already have to sell cars, you know, but we're only allowed to sell 2 at a time because of, you know, we get them. But he wants to get into the car business and we're not going to go crazy. We're just wanting a slight variance to possibly sell 4 to 6 cars instead of 2 and him actually run it under a dealer's license.
You have your dealer's license?
He is working on it. Yes.
I have to have a business license from the city. I already have all my classing and I have everything done, all the legwork done. I just have to, you know, of course, come in front of you nice folks, tell me yes or no, and then proceed from there.
And a business
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from the board?
Good luck.
How long have you been in that building?
32 years there in that location. Now we had, it was actually my uncle's Ward's Auto Sale, which it was across from the church right down here in another location. My dad had a shop in the back there years ago before that. But we've been there for 32 years. Yeah.
Been a while.
Yeah. Time flies.
Okay, we have a motion.
Like it's, when we use conditionals for use for auto sales, is it going to be tied to your license or is it going to, like I said, you said 4 to 6. I mean, this is the time now to say, hey, if you're going to do 12 cars, we need to be specific because otherwise.
If we don't, same thing as Chase was talking about a minute ago. I had plenty of room down the side, down the north side of my building that we could put in a car lot, but there's serious drainage issues over there. Ever since we widened the road and put in the 3rd turn lane, they had to put in a culvert. It stayed stopped, or a drain. The drain stayed stopped with all the trees. I mean, it's constant. So there's no way to park cars over there to sell them. I really only have room to park probably 4 to 6 cars. You know, in the future, I did talk to my neighbor Craig Shedd. He would be willing to lease me some property, but that would be for the future. Right now, he wants to get his feet wet in the car business, learn the business, learn the paperwork. We have family in the car business. It should be tons of friends. So it shouldn't be that big a deal. And then one day, possibly move and build a bigger shop out on the Gandy with a bigger showroom and bigger car lot. You know, crawl before you walk.
So not to the, facing your building, not to the left, but to the right.
The cars would be parked in front of the building. Next to the side of the sign in the front where I park them now and into the side, you know, and
It wouldn't really be much different from what we do now. I mean, I'm not going to have very many cars out there. I mean, it's a lot of money. So, you know, cars are expensive. only gonna have a few at a time. I need to, get my feet wet, like he said. This would be basically saying I'm allowed to do it, now legally under the state and,
So I have plenty of sources to back ours from around here.
Oh, yeah.
really.
Mhm.
Because the variance would be tied to you, because you're as an owner of property.
Correct.
Like I said, whether you're the dealer or somebody, it's tied to you.
Correct.
So, in the property itself. So, if you ever want to transfer the property, then that's when the conditional use would go away.
Yeah, and that would be, I'm not
Yes,
there yet.
A long time.
I'm not there yet. He can't get rid of me yet.
Yeah, he hangs around.
Well, we have a motion already.
I'm not going to say.
All in favor?
Aye.
I wish you well.
Thank
you,
y'all.
Doug.
Thank y'all very much. Y'all
I
can
greatly appreciate y'all.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Get your privilege license.
We'll say, mixing those two things on one line, is that we have commissions for the automobile repair, and we just get 6 points.
Yes, and we also basically probably increased our business tax revenue.
Hopefully we could have formed it off to an area so it can be enforced.
There's areas there, and you just have to need these properties. That's why my question was, where were they going to put them? It's gonna put them right up front, which is so.
But you're right, but if he does want to expand and he leases the property, he'd have to get a conditional use on that property. So right now, it's again,
We just gave word 6 extra.
Just sell. Not everything also.
Number 15, request to approve the variance request for property located at 218 Sunset Drive as follows per the planning commission recommendation. Forego height requirements 12 inches above the road due to the slope of the lot and allow 2 accessory structures on the property. Do you have anyone here for those properties?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, for that property. Come on up.
Hey.
You've been on some pretty land.
Yeah. Yeah. My name is Timber Mino. I'm the resident and owner of 218 Sunset Drive. It is off of Chapel Hill. Yes, yes, it is. My husband and I purchased the empty lot next to us from our neighbor up the hill, Mr. James Gerlach. That lot is vacant and has been vacant since we've lived there. I think Mr. Gerlach's father purchased it many moons ago. Our intention is to build a pole barn just so we can have some additional storage space for some of our assets. We have a camper right now that is sitting just to the right of our driveway. We would like to move that out of our driveway and move it just to the lot next to us. For multiple reasons, of course, it's kind of an eyesore. You see a camper in your driveway. But also we would like to put the pole barn there so that we can protect it from the elements. The size of the pole barn that we've requested would also give us some additional room to park a side-by-side, a trailer that we use to haul the side-by-side four-wheeler, things like that. So yeah, there's that.
So you purchased a lot next to looking at your house, right?
Yes, sir.
And so tell us about the height requirements at 12 inches above the road. So it sounds like your lot may have a.
It is on a slope. Yes, it is on a slope. I couldn't tell you the specifics. My contractor's on vacation right now. He has all that information. But it is on a bit of a slope because it's kind of at the base of the hill there at Chapel Hill.
typically the height is based, that aspect of the code is for access for emergency responders.
Correct, yeah.
So have you all been out there to see if that's, I mean, it's a pretty short lot to start with. I mean, our truck will park out front and spray from the road. You know, because there's two different things as part of this one, you know, the high performance, because
Yeah.
it's a short line. It's not
Yeah.
real deep.
Right,
If you
I
have
understand.
Like an 800-foot driveway, it's 12 foot down, 12 inches
Yeah.
down, you know, because it goes way down, and that's where we had that same issue with a different lot.
I understand.
Firefighters couldn't get their truck down.
Well, our contractor is leveling, he's planning to level some things out, but I think there is still going to be a little bit of an issue, or a difference in the height requirement.
And generally, it's like a lot of it was like an 800-foot cliff. You're
Yeah.
how far back from?
I think maybe 80 feet.
Yeah, see, that's,
Yeah.
and then the pole barn, is that going to be, we ran into an issue with pole barns here recently. East on West Central, about being cladded and being, the shed that we had an issue with. It was, the trees were torn down, and then all of a sudden we had access. You could see the pole barn from the road. It didn't have brick on the side. This is right front. This is on West Central.
Yeah, I really wish these were separated. I have to know the height requirements because it's on the slope. That sounds like you are paying an engineer. to do
Yes, we have a
engineering,
contractor.
And I understand that, and that makes sense to me total, but the accessory structures, it's a completely different conversation.
Right.
And so just kind of where I'm at on that, like
Mhm.
she's gonna have to have an engineer to build this that says this is small. And so we don't need to be 12 inches above the floodplain because there's adequate drainage is what we're seeing. But I heard you talk about the accessory structures and
Mhm.
two at the same time with the new building. That's a lot of requests. That's a lot of variances, and that's
Well,
a good way to upset the neighbors sometimes.
I totally understand, if I may. When we've been trying to purchase this lot since October of last year, we ran into some issues with Mr. Erlich's mortgage company, and it just finally settled in June, if you can believe that. So at the time when Mike Patterson, who's our contractor, applied for permits, it was suggested that we add it to our homestead, which is our intention, but the homestead exemption period ends in April. So we don't want to wait any longer to continue to try to get this built because we've already been waiting a year, almost a year. So I called EMS and had a 911 address assigned to it. I think that also caused an issue because there's no residents there. It is just a lot and it's the 911 address. Our intention again, once the period opens, is to add that to our homestead. So it is technically two lots. They have two separate addresses, but they will be under one homestead.
Is that your house?
That is my house. Yes, sir.
We're talking about over here in this place.
Yes, sir.
And it's, the slope is up, actually. Yeah, you can't tell, you
Yeah.
can't tell when they go
Mm-mm.
that way.
Yes, that's correct. And Mike has plans to build in culverts and all the things that that's what he does. I don't do that. I'm a banker.
You're not gonna need setback, like you're good on setbacks, that kind of thing, like you're gonna ask for variance and like that.
No. No.
Do you know your neighbors?
I do very well.
Okay.
Very well.
And you're here, that means a lot.
They were here with me last week. So my immediate next door neighbors were here with us last week. So
For the planning commission.
yes, they were.
I wish that was.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make the motion.
Got a motion to accept. Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm very reluctant to do that, but you sold your case.
I appreciate that.
It helps when your neighbors show up at the planning commission.
Yes,
That's
they
really,
do.
that's ultimately the only, that's who would be the plan to say, hey,
Right.
I don't like seeing non.
Right. And we did, again, discussed that with the gentleman we purchased it from, and he was fine with it too.
Okay.
And I think there's another one as well.
Yeah, so don't move. Don't move.
Down here.
Alright, so that's number 15. Number 16, request to approve special exceptions for property located at 218 Sunset Drive as follows per the planning commission recommendation.
There's the pole barn.
Allow owner to install a pole barn on the property. Allow the use of clay gravel with crushed concrete over the top for the foundation and driveway. Driveway must be asphalted within 12 months from the date of issuance of this permit.
We just motion for another day.
And you, second for discussion. I know you just said it, Help me out, tell me what the pole barn's for.
It is for just storage of our additional, I say additional properties, like our assets, our camper, our side by side. Yeah.
Property used for a pole barn?
Yeah.
Okay.
What it's supposed to be used for. Yeah. We have no intention of someone asked last week. We have no intention of closing it up. So it's,
What's the second accessory structure?
that is on the 218, we already have a out shop. It's like got a garage door on it, outbuilding, I guess you would say. And because he applied for the permits under 218, it shows us two accessory structures, but technically one is on a different lot.
We have a motion second.
Well, the only thing I'd ask is, we're asking them to put paved asphalt
Mhm.
from Sunset to this new pole barn.
Correct.
And that's all the original request, but you're just going to do the crushed,
We would,
Awesome.
yes, yeah.
um,
Good, sorry.
and again, I just, typically it's just like, that's a secondary drive.
Mm-hmm.
We've approved where we only go, we make a requirement for asphalt for the first 12, 15 feet. So I'm not sure why are we adding additional requirement or enforcing a high standard on a secondary drive. And I know some people don't like me to say it like that. But it is, we've approved other people to not have a full drive asphalt all the way back to their.
If I could make a guess on it, I'm not gonna act like I was in the room, but the planning commission met with neighbors,
Mhm.
and it sounds like they came to an agreement.
Okay, well then that's even
Is that-
easier to say.
Well, I mean, I would rather not.
But if the neighbors, and that was part, again.
And it was,
Everybody from the maybe not able to help.
Mm-mm.
So,
We did it for another house, is what he said.
yeah.
We gave them a year to go back. It was much more farther than what you had. We're talking. Quarter of a mile.
We're giving them, she's got a year.
Yeah.
The other one was like a quarter of a mile, not.
Yeah.
No, I agree. This is my.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be the-
Have you made a motion on this?
Yeah, we have a motion in a second.
And I just dorked it up when I said something about that.
I can tell you're a banker.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
All right. Perfect.
Good
Thank you,
job.
guys. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
No means no.
All right.
I think there was a gentleman that wanted to sign up and didn't. Yeah, it was actually for water. We want to discuss.
Okay.
It's hard to make way so long.
No, you're good. Well, I mean, or it fits into your timeline to enjoy the meeting.
You don't look there. Yeah, that's not, yeah, I don't want to cut.
Good evening. My name is Lake Smith. I moved to Petal about 2 months ago. I'm from Purvis, but I was just serving in the Navy for about 7 years and got out. And the Lord was very kind to open up doors to come back home. I'm teaching at Laurel Christian School, but living in Petal. It's a drive, but I get to be close to family. But unfortunately, when I moved in, I bought the house in February, late February, when I closed on it. I still had a couple months left of the school year at a school in San Antonio. So I didn't move until the summer. But I came to the water department to get everything set up, get all my utilities there. But I think there was a leak before I actually bought the house that I wasn't told about. Well, I ended up coming to set my service up, and I already had basically the water was on, and my first bill was $263, and so that was kind of shocking. And then I realized later on it was like right then, okay, there must be a leak. We didn't find it for like a week or so, but then we did. I have my plumber's receipt. Mr. Keith Tisdale fixed it for me, but the next bill was still $212. The leak had gone on, I guess, even further. But I waited until I had a regular bill past the repairs, and it was only $78. So I was pretty glad this was like a regular bill. So I know there's one lifetime waiver to ask, to maybe receive the actual money back that would be due if the normal bill is there.
What's your address?
135 Meadowood Street. 130. Right there?
I'm home.
Oh, right there, 135 Meadowood Street. Yes, sir. Awesome. We're good. Awesome.
The first bill run out the gate.
Yeah, I wasn't actually in the house until May.
Estimated total.
Yes, I have here a bank transaction with City of Petal, 263. and that's June 15th.
263?
Yes, sir. And the next one is July 15th at 212. So the total would be 475,
And then your regular bill is how much?
$79. Yeah. The actual water was only 13 with garbage and sewer. So it was a pretty massive difference.
You had 13,000 gallons, you had significant.
Yes, it was
Started an
enormous.
adjustment went into the water department down there?
Not yet, no, ma'am. I was going to come here first, actually.
Yeah.
And when did you actually close on the house?
February 27th, I believe, is the closing date. But I didn't move in until late May, like May 20th.
I'm trying to remember on Meadowood, help me here, which house, how far down it's on the left hand side?
So on the left-hand side, yes, sir. It's probably right. It's the second to last house before you actually like get to the well, actually no, I would say the third to last house before you get to the cul-de-sac. Yeah.
Let me recommend this. I think we're gonna be able to get to a resolution for you.
Sir.
But, why don't you get with the ladies in the water department tomorrow or as soon as you can? Bring that here, let them do the math figuring. Because I think there's gonna be some clear evidence that you did not receive most of this water that.
Yeah, I don't even know how it was. Yeah,
It
I
was
wasn't
waiting
there.
on you, the bill was waiting on you when you got there. And then they can get that adjustment on we typically do those adjustments the first meeting of the month.
Awesome. Okay.
And so get with them tomorrow, or if you can, as soon as you can, and then they can work their magic and then get that on our first.
Awesome.
First agenda of September.
Do you know when your house was
1995, I believe.
built? And recently,
So I think so. I think they, of course, I didn't talk specifically with the sellers because the seller was actually, was the husband. The realtor's husband was the one that was selling. So my realtor did all the discussions, but when I walked in, it was clear that there was some new renovations. They had painted, done some floors. The leak was right in front of the house. We ended up finding it. Not sure. Actually,
it was under the lawn.
it was under the lawn, and the crack was underneath the pipe, so it wasn't coming up. So actually, where the water was pulling up wasn't where the leak actually was. So we were like digging up the yard, and the plumber digging up the yard. He's like, "Man, we have no idea what this is." But we got lucky. The Lord's kind of say lucky. God's providence and kindness helped us find that. But it was good to get it repaired, though.
I don't have any of my cards with me.
Yes, sir.
You need me.
I do have one question for you. I don't know if I should say it here, but when we had those big rains, that land's pretty. I guess it's not necessarily a flood zone. It's not actually. It can't be labeled one, I guess, but it is practically. But across the street from where I live is basically where the water's supposed to drain out to. So it's kind of like it's like a little swamp area. But there's some massive trees cut up in pieces that's been there forever. And it's blocking all the water every time it rains. And so when it does rain, it just keeps pulling up on that side of the street. I know it does that normally, but not as bad as it has, especially with the blockage. I didn't know if there was something the city could do, just come pick up those logs and toss them or something like that.
Is that private land?
He's writing it down. Right. Came to the right place. I
Awesome.
got the first thing I want to check it out.
I appreciate it. Yeah, my realtor was getting on me about that to see you guys about it. So
Tell me you already bought the house, be quiet.
that's what hey, yeah, you're right. You're right.
What,
The only thing I
what's your address?
135 Meadowwood Street.
Across from it.
It comes up as Drive in online system, so it might help to say Meadowwood Drive, but
You have to understand, all of that was one big piece of property, it's all card bills.
Oh, yeah.
And some of that property was divvied out. It just doesn't measure out correctly.
Mm.
It does now, but it used to be one big long street.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Meadowwood was put in there, a lot of those streets are just put in there, but they were never corrected.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
Let me just add, thank you for your service. Thank you for coming back to Petal.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Whatever.
he's a Navy guy.
No, I had to at least throw that out. But, whatever number they come back with, this is the one time get out of jail. We've seen some big bills of like $12, $14, $2,000 relief. So if this comes back, it's you have to do your own finances, but
For sure.
it's the one time get out of jail card. So I hate so just take that in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was
consideration
wondering
for
though with that question though about that. Is the lifetime going to only cover one bill, or does it cover the two bills that I wasn't here, basically that added together?
It's based on the event. I think
Okay.
this is the event, but we could say, because we've had some things still, because sometimes things.
Because that would be almost a $500 bill, and I hope I never have something like that again. But you're right, it could be. Yeah, you never know.
We've seen bills for $6,000, $7,000. Yes, we're talking about the pool.
Yeah, and not realizing it.
Yes.
Sometimes we have events that kind of bleed over different events, different months.
Give your address one more time.
135 Meadowwood Street.
You and I talked.
Really? And so, yeah.
So if you talk to the water department, they'll actually do all the stuff, they'll put it on our agenda, we can approve it, you don't necessarily even have to be here, they'll let you know what's going on. And, good luck to you on what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. See you.
Okay, number 17. Request to sponsor Petal School District's Paint Petal Red campaign for the week of October 26th through the 30th at a cost of $1,000. Motions. Motion, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Number 18, request to set a hearing date of September the 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. for property located at 26 Apple Cook. Motion. Motion and second. All in favor? Seminars and travel. Request for Amy Shouse to attend CIP dispatch class in Waynesboro, Mississippi on August 25th and 26th, 2026. Total cost $0. Motion. Motion and second. All in favor?
Thank you, Chief.
Number 20, request for the following to attend response to bombing incident training at the State Fire Academy on September 30th, 2026. A. Townsend and G. Middlestead at a total cost of $0. Motion. Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Good number. Good. Number 21, request for Alden Johnson to attend fire investigator at Mississippi State Fire Academy on September 14th through the 24th, 2026. Total cost of $660. Motion. Motion and second. All in favor? Number 22, request for the following to attend trench rescue at the State Fire Academy on September the 14th through 17th, 2026. Total cost of $330, and that's Lee Gilliland and Timothy Brown. Motion. Got a motion and second. All in favor? Number 23, request for Joe Lee to attend basic crisis negotiations class in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi on August 17 through 21, 2026. Total cost $518.40. Motion. Motion. Second. We got a second. All in favor? Your orders and ordinances, number 24, request to adopt order promoting Garrett Middleset to second-class firefighter at a rate of $46,000 annually effective August 19th, 2026.
Motion.
Motion second.
Third.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we're going to update number 25. Request to adopt order transferring Emily Creel to an 80-hour pay period at a rate of $25.48 per hour effective August 19th, not August 15th, 2026. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Sorry.
All in favor? Number 26, request to review two proposed ordinance amendments. Number 1, proposed amendment to flood zone culvert requirements, and number 2, proposed amendment to floodwater requirements. Motion. Have a motion?
Discussion.
Second.
Or discussion?
Yeah, so, I don't know if y'all noticed tonight how many people are kind of complaining about drainage. Just tonight, we've heard it, what is it, 4 or 5 times from people who don't know each other. And we've had some really bad news from drainage, recently. And this is the thing I hear about. This is all anyone wants to talk to me about, is the drainage issues in Ward 1. My issues in Ward 1, I think, are very similar to some of you. And that when new construction comes into an area, they're not putting culverts under the driveway. And if it's a small parcel of land under 5 acres, they don't have to have stormwater runoff plan. And so my area, there's no more 5-acre plots in my area except for one, and we already know what's happening. That's behind Dirt Cheap. Let's just stop calling it that, sir. And so I can count about 100-ish places where I think a house could pop up. And those 100-ish places where a house could pop up, it's under 5 acres, and they can build a house there with no stormwater runoff plan, no ditch, no culvert under the driveway or anything. And what that causes is people next to them to flood. We had 3 houses at the corner of 2nd and Stephen Street. We had 3 houses put there. No culverts under the driveways. If you want to see video of the water just running into the neighbor's yards, washing their grass away completely over about a year time, I can show you that. And if there were culverts under those driveways, if there was a water runoff plan, that wouldn't be happening. There's several other places, if y'all want to see them in my ward, I can take you to new houses that are being built now. I can take you to houses that were built early last year. I can take you to houses that were built going all the way back to 5 years ago if you want. No culverts, no drain out plan, means there's flood issues. And this would fix that. If these ordinances had been in place, all of the examples that I would like to show you guys wouldn't be a problem right now. They wouldn't be flooding people out, it wouldn't be a problem. And maybe even less houses would be getting crammed into these little spots because there'd be a lot of due diligence required. And so we would be attracting people who want to build a home, not sell a home.
Gerald, I didn't see, was this attached? I didn't see the actual, I see the item, I didn't see a.
It's the email. I don't have.
Yeah, can you forward the meat of what your assets to review?
I can, now, in the past, when I tried my best to write an ordinance, usually kind of what happens is it gets replaced anyway, because we have, professional, and if anyone was here, I would gesture towards a different direction also as well, along with Rocky here. And I can do that. I love doing it. It's just that I don't think I'm ever doing it the way it needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, just give us your best shot though, so that we get something working. That's what I.
That's wrong, and at least our office.
Yeah, and then we can send it on, I mean, Amy, I never talked to Amy about this, and she definitely wants to look at this, think about it, before she talks to the board about it. So definitely, if you could just get us some language, and then I can worry about fixing the language, but then the propriety of whether this is something we should do or not, as a city, which is something you guys will vote on, that's up to my review. I'm just gonna try to make the words right, but we'll hear from Amy and the rest of you guys that you've done your investigation. But if you wouldn't mind sending us that language, the sooner you send it to me, then the sooner I can modify it and get it back, put it into the right feature so that everybody looks at it.
Okay, and I was going to request that this be on our next agenda, but even if it's just for a brief discussion and then to table it again, that seems to be the normal routine, but I would like to do on the next agenda, even if it's, hey, we're still waiting for something.
Just to review.
Yes, and just to be a little persistent.
The old, underneath old business.
So yes, I'll definitely send that to you. I'll try to get that to everybody. I don't know, I always felt I was being a bit pretentious with that, so. So it's encouraging to say that.
And I'm glad they did that. 2 issues that came up tonight were flood, totally different than what you're talking. The one in my ward, not even close to what you're, it's running in the wrong direction. It should be running toward the river, and it doesn't run the wrong way. Plus there's blockage and stuff we take up, not the same stuff. But it's not, I understand what you're saying, but that's not the same one, because most of those got ditches, they were just dug in incorrectly. And they have culverts that were sitting too high for water to run.
And I don't know the specifics of a lot of things that
But it's just different in what you deal with, and the land doesn't, the water doesn't perk.
Yeah.
It sits there.
And just
Because the water table right there.
I will give one clarification. This is for flood zones. And I think that the discussion should really kind of center around what kind of flood zone. I would say, just my feeling, AE flood zone, yes, that is a 100-year flood zone. And in Ward 1, that's more like a 25-year flood zone. Charles Stephen and Waits even has shown us reports showing that there are areas that are 2.5-year flood zones in that area. So that's to me, that's a bit.
Well, I get it, but if I'm closer to the river than you are, where do you think it's gonna flood most?
Against the railroad tracks, because it works as a dam.
The river's right there in that bend of Carterville, you know, right behind the trailer park. The water won't perk, it won't flow that way. Go down Corinth Road and get to the bottom. The water sits on top of that. But I know, I do, and I know you're right.
Well, we have a motion and a second on the floor for this to review, so all in favor? Any opposed? Okay. I don't believe there's anything I can add under mayor's report. If we want to just continue to remember his family, in our thoughts and our prayers. Ms. Ada, anything you want to add to our meeting
I
tonight?
already done took it over with the chief and then, what else that guy name was in there? I already got reported to them.
That chief, that one.
I reported what I had for him, and I talked to the chief, he gonna put me up
Are you talking about the new county chief? You got this under control? Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay.
We won't meet again before our first football game against Hattiesburg, but on the 28th, we travel to beat up the Tigers, so. We have a couple of stuff going on that morning, but just for, you guys can't see us, but that's, that'll be start our new football campaign. I mean, I know we got a practice game against those spring. 28th, Hattiesburg, get beat down.
Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
That way, Tony can get beat up by.
It's right back there.
Tony gets beat up by.
Give you the first.